Could we still see Bray Wyatt and other released WWE superstars make it into WWE 2K22? We're going to go through and deep dive all of that and some of the names that we're thinking about today on the show. Let's get into it. Bray Wyatt is one of those big talents that left WWE or was let go by WWE this past year. Along with him, we've seen other stars let go like Braun Strowman. We've seen Johnny Gargano actually finish his stay over in NXT and he is done. Adam Cole has left too and he's gone over to AEW. So has Ruby Soho. And the list goes on and on and on of all these released stars that have either just been released and haven't done anything else, or a lot of them have found new homes, whether it be in New Japan or it's going to be in Impact or it's going to be in AEW. So the big question is, are we going to see the likes of Bray Wyatt in 2K22? The latest reports and news articles coming out online right now say that, yeah, we will. We should expect to see these big stars and these big names still in the game. There's a lot of fear on the internet, right, when it comes to 2K22, in that when a lot of big names get released, that immediately a lot of us think, okay, well, they're totally out of the game and they're not going to make it in. But we're inching closer and closer and closer to the actual release date of the game. This game's got to be tight, locked and loaded, ready to go. And the likes of Bray Wyatt could actually still make it in the game for us. Brian Mazique did a Forbes article this past week saying, quote, "It is very likely that we will still see a lot of the previous roster, the old roster, still in 2K22. The most recent release is Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy leaving the company, being let go of WWE. He's already been showcased in the trailer itself. It's very unlikely that even Jeff Hardy would be removed from the game." Looking at the article written by Cultaholic, they talk about the actual contract situations and say the following, quote, "Talent no longer under contract with WWE being included in next year's video game will reportedly be determined by if the talent was under contract when the game was announced, if they were on the initial roster list approved by WWE, and the wrestler's current relationship with WWE." This is where WWE is a very interesting entity altogether, right? Because we have contracted employees. They can sign on the dotted line with WWE to be action figures or to be in video games or in Supercard or whatever it is. And we see that actually happen where you can still use the latest version of Supercard and you're going to unlock stars that are going to be, they're gone, they're already released. There's a really great chance that we're going to see a lot of these stars, everybody, that were released, that they could still end up being in the game. I think it's actually, based on all the articles and findings online, it's very much a case-by-case basis of WWE wanting or not wanting them in the video game. What I would predict and speculate is that the likes of Ruby Soho and Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson are not in the game. Maybe even just by marching orders of WWE, because they are high value talent that did exit, that did go over to AEW. They are on TV, and I don't think WWE would really want to be able to promote that the likes of Adam Cole or Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, WWE, being in the other company and being able to play them on their video game. I don't know if WWE is too fussed with other talents. I really don't know. I think it is almost case by case with these situations. Bray Wyatt has not signed with anybody else. To have him in the game, it's actually a big plus and a big positive. That would get fans to be able to want to play the game versus feeling like maybe they don't want to play it necessarily because there is a lot of talent that's not even there. That's the flip side to all of this, is that if they had a good working relationship with WWE, if they did leave or they were released, why not still have them in the game? The likes of Keith Lee, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Johnny Gargano, Kyle O'Reilly would almost definitely still be in the game. It's so late when their contract came up. It's not like 2K can just turn around the next day and yank them out of the video game. So I think that we are still in a great situation where, according to Brian Mazique, seeing a roster of 150 plus stars altogether in this game. So I do know that a lot of you in the comments, a lot of you in the community do ask me, we have these conversations often about, hey, do you think this star is in? Do you think this star will be in or not? My gut, based off of the timelines of when the releases happened, of how 2K needs to operate their business, to operate their video game and their release and their launch, I do think that we will see the likes of John Morrison, Bray Wyatt, Jeff Hardy, Karrion Kross, Scarlett Bordeaux, maybe even Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed did the interviews previously where he talked about how he has been scanned for the game, that it is confirmed. He was basically planned for DLC as an NXT pack. They did all of this work. I think it would be odd to be able to not include him in the game and just even have him in there available. Maybe not put him in as a purchasable content, but have him just ready to go be in the video game. Scarlett as well as Karrion Kross, I think also will be in the game. I don't see why not. Scarlett did a press interview where she was doing a signing, and she did confirm that she did do scans and she was going to be ready to be in the video game. And they're still releasing action figures, even as Scarlett has confirmed that they will still have her action figures be released. So a lot of these things, it gets very messy when we're talking about the marketing side, about the contracts. Can they be in and not? I think it really just comes down to a lot to the whims of WWE. If they have a poor working relationship or they don't like that individual, that star, and how they exited, then they might just pull everything out, and that person wouldn't get any royalties if there were any on the table. So the end of it all, folks, I think it's still a really, really good thing, because it does mean that there is a really good chance we have a robust roster, that we still have a very good roster of superstars to play with when it comes to the game. And we're going to find out more information come in January, when 2K is going to unveil a little bit more for us as we get closer and closer to the launch in March. But I think if 2K is going to be in charge of things for 2023, and maybe a 2K23, that is going to be a much, much different roster. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next episode.